o'clock, everyone, so we will stand and offer the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. We appreciate you being here tonight. We'll begin our meeting with roll call of members.
Chairperson Lilly,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas,
Here.
Commissioner Stanfield,
Here.
Commissioner Schnuckum,
Here.
Commissioner Jackman.
Here.
Okay, and we see we have everyone from the city staff except Misty tonight, who is good for her on a well-deserved trip. So we're glad that she's having that opportunity. All right, next we have the approval of the February 24th, 2026 and March 10th, 2026 meeting minutes. I did share with Travis, and Audrey did too, a few editorial changes, nothing to the content, but just some typographical kinds of things.
Okay.
So those have been submitted. Are there any other concerns about the minutes for those two meetings?
I didn't see anything, but
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I move that we approve the minutes with corrections.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did you get that? Okay. All right, we'll now move to the consent agenda. We have 4 items. We'll begin with the adoption of the 2025 comprehensive plan. Is there any discussion about that? Any concerns?
This one's for you.
No, I think we beat that horse.
We have beat that horse, right?
So I move that we recommend the adoption of the comprehensive plan.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion is passed. Okay, we'll move to the finding of facts of the adoption of the amended Title 11 zoning regulations, Chapter 9 landscaping regulations, Section 4 approved tree species, and Section 6 distant regulations for tree planting, and Chapter 10 trees, Section 8 species of trees permitted, and the adoption of a master list of trees, City of Blackfoot. Any discussion about that? Concerns? No? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I move that we approve the findings of facts of the trees.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, we'll move to the finding of facts for the adoption of the amended Title 11 zoning regulations, Chapter 4A residential zones, Section 7 city use district regulations, parking, loading, and access, City of Blackfoot. Any discussion or concerns?
No.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
Go ahead.
Motion for approval of the adoption is listed here.
Okay, second?
Second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Okay, the next is the finding of facts for the Highland Heights planned unit development. You've all had a chance to read through that and consider the testimony that was given. Any discussion or concerns? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Do we have to approve it or just recommend for city council?
So you approve the findings are
Okay.
the recommendation.
Thank you. I move we approve the finding of facts for the Highland Heights plan unit developed as discussed.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I recuse myself.
Oh, yeah, because yeah. Would you make a note of that, Travis? That Joanne recused herself from it.
Recused herself.
Yeah. Okay. All right, very good, thank you. Next item is a report on any ex parte communication or conflicts of interest. Anybody have anything to report? All right, we'll move to the first public hearing. The first item we're going to be considering is the adoption of the following amended ordinances regarding RV recreational vehicles and manufactured homes for the city of Blackfoot. And a few other items that are listed there. We'll let you take off.
Well, it was the request of the Planning and Zoning Commission to update the city code to streamline the modernized technology related to recreational vehicles, RV, travel trailers, manufactured homes, mobile homes, park model RVs. Currently, the various terms such as RV and travel trailer are used interchangeably throughout the code, while the correlation between these terms is established in the definitions in Title 11. Their inconsistent use can create confusion. To simplify and unify the language used throughout the code and to better align with the state statutes, building codes, and applicable federal laws, I have drafted the updates and replaced all the instances of travel trailer with recreational vehicle or RV as appropriate. I also updated, as requested with the commissioners, the definition of a tiny home and some of the features that are associated, such as a loft.
Any questions for Travis? Okay, we did discuss this in a work meeting, and so I think we're pretty well grounded in what's going on here. All right, we'd like to, I'd entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I move that we open the public hearing for the RV ordinance.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are now in public hearing. I see no one to testify in favor of, or to testify neutral, or to testify in opposition to. Is there anyone here in the group that would like to testify? All right, I will.
I'll have, can I make one question? I testified, it'd be for?
We're talking about the RV ordinance?
Yes, for the RV, that I'm talking about the RV.
Okay, would you like to testify? Okay, come forward, please.
Because I don't know what, I'm Mike Cannon, 2029 Borson Street, Blackfoot, Idaho.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to figure it out on the, because my RV's parked beside my house on blacktop.
Uh-huh.
But I see sometimes RVs parked all up and down Alexander Street and all those little stub ends.
Uh-huh.
So is that section 8.8 covering that those things have to be moved off, or
What we've covered is just to update the definition terminology. The current code does not allow them to be parked overnight on the street, still
Okay.
apply. We just update.
All right, it's an enforcement issue then. That's all, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Trying to get my phone here so it won't go off. Sorry. All right, anyone else to testify? All right, then we'll close the public hearing and go to any discussion that anyone has here. Discussion,
I don't think
questions?
so. I think we talked about it fairly good in the last work meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion to recommend to the city council that these be approved.
I'll move that we recommend the adoption of the RV to the city council.
Okay. All right, Joanne seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. We'll move now to the next action item, which is the notice of hearing for an annexation of the portion of RP 1285709 with the zoning of commercial 1. Rezoning a portion of another section there, the south soccer fields on Mitchell Lane, from low density residential to commercial, and a rezoning of another portion, 850 Mitchell Lane, from low density residential to, that's LDR 1, to commercial 1, C1, City of Blackfoot.
All right, I have a staff report prepared. Our 20 public agencies had no comment on this annexation and zone change. The current zoning and comprehensive plan policies relevant to the proposed annexation, zoning, and zone change. This is A request to annex an area of .16 acres, a portion of parcel RP 1285709, located east of parcel 1285709 on 880 Mitchell Lane. The parcel is a municipal property and has implied consent to the annexation. The subject land is contiguous and adjacent to the city limits. The subject land meets requirements for the state statute and city code for annexation. The subject land is contiguous and adjacent to the property that is zoned low-density LDR 1. The zoning request is commercial 1 and will rezone a portion of RP 1285713 of the state hospital to be contiguous with the C1 zone. The C1 zoning is appropriate for establishing the neighborhood commercial zone to provide a district in which business, professional, and government offices can be established, also with cultural facilities and certain other uses of a semi-commercial nature can meet the needs of the neighborhood. The current zoning for RP 1285713 is LDR 1 and C1 zones. This zone change would change the area leased for the soccer field by the city and be contiguous with the municipal-owned property for the water shop. Annexation and zoning conform with the comprehensive plan as commercial 1. A portion of the parcel, RP 1285713, is south of Mitchell Lane and will have a zone change. The subject land adjacent to the property that is zone C1 and LDR 1. The zoning change requested is commercial C1, and C1 zoning is appropriate for conforming with the comprehensive plan for the development of the water shop and the proposed use for providing city services. The proposed zone change aligns with the annexation and zone designated zone request to develop the water shop and maintain activities with the soccer fields. The development is bordered by the west by C1 zoning, with the soccer fields bordered by the east. Properties outside of the city incorporated boundaries in the county jurisdiction zoned residential agricultural. Bordered by the north by property zoned low density LDR 1 and used for agricultural, and outside of city limits in city zoned and county zoned residential agricultural. The development is bordered to the south by low density residential and is undeveloped agricultural land in the county jurisdiction zoned residential agricultural. The site is adequate access to city water and sewer services. All preliminary plats shall be accompanied by proof of transferable irrigation rights the city may authorize in specific cases of variance from the requirement of a pressure irrigation system if not contrary to the public interest. The site has been vacant lot used for municipal services such as a pump station, and the water take annexing and zone change will align the full parcel with current uses for city services. New streets will be made as part of the annexation and zone change. A parking lot would be permitted without any additional applications when zoned to C1. A site plan meeting was held to discuss the city ordinances and develop requirements regarding the annexation, zoning, and zone change. Each superintendent submitted their staff reports from this meeting with conditions they require from the developer to meet the city's annexation, zoning, and zone change. And that all city superintendents have assessed the development and agree on the existing city infrastructure can support the addition. We didn't have any additional comments from the other superintendents because it's a municipal project. It's something that we're building for ourselves.
Okay, when you talk about the developer, it's the city, right?
The developer is the city.
Okay, so this is for the purpose of creating a water shop, right?
Yeah, a water shop and future development for a street shop as well. A lot of the city services will go into this. It's got plenty of room for us. It'll help us with our homeland security and our defense for our water tank as well, and be able to keep a watchful eye on that. The city also is interested in building an uplift station to handle any sewer from there. It's a very shallow sewer line there, and that will help to develop the other low-density residential area that's around it in order to take on that, help them with that services if that ever becomes developed. All the land to the south is state property. It probably will never be developed because it's state property, and we lease that as a soccer field and as a parking lot, and it'll be more in line with what activities go on there with city services.
Okay, remind us of what the purpose is of the property that's owned by the hospital going to C1 from what it is.
It's
already.
just the rest of the soccer field. For some
Okay.
reason,
That wasn't,
about 2/3 of the soccer field is C1.
Oh, nice.
This is LDR1. Like I said, it's state property, so it'll never be developed
right,
as LD1. So it aligns that area and is contiguous so that it isn't considered spot zoning. It all connects to the rest of the C1 zone.
very good, all right, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'd entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I move we open a public hearing.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're now in the middle of the public hearing for the annexation. As discussed, we have no one to testify in favor or who signed up to testify neutral or in opposition. Is there anyone here in the crowd who would like to testify on this matter? Okay. All right, so we'll close the public hearing. Any other discussion you'd like to have? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to recommend this action to the city council.
I move we recommend that the city council approve.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, and I didn't see any opposed, so the motion carries. Thank you. All right, the next item we have on the agenda is city happenings.
City happenings. Currently, we have the Twin Bridges project that is kind of wrapped up. The city has been proposed with a idea with the fishing game to create a fishing pond there, much like the fishing pond in Idaho Falls off Fifth Road, or if you've ever been to the Portnoy Wellness Center in Pocatello, or Edson Fisher Park in Pocatello, they all have fishing ponds there. Ag limit's usually 2 trout. You have to have a fishing license as an adult. If you're under 14 and fishing with a licensed adult, you don't need a fishing license. It's a program that the fishing game likes to push. They fully fund it as long as we build the pond. So they say it takes about $38 a fish from the fish hatchery to stock them ponds. They always come out with a report on about approximately when and how many fish they've stocked each pond within our district on the fishing game website. It's a nice addition to that park where we have the boat ramp there. We already have vaulted toilets there. Future development may include the pedestrian and walking path connecting clear up underneath the bridge with the interstate and connecting it to Judson's Grove and being able to go all the way up to Rose Pond.
Very nice.
So that's a future idea to connect them, but this project will be able to make that more family friendly to catch them fish and promote even fishing on the water. There's some natural barriers in there to keep motorized boating from going too far up and down, but there's a really nice fishing dock right there. We have that, we'll put it in the spring, probably have a little grand opening for it. But that is the major one. We currently are putting out to bid the design for the water shop. That's why we're getting with the annexation and the rezoning of that. We plan to reapply for another pedestrian grant for East Airport Road to do the other side or complete it all the way to the end. What else we got going on?
You have the levy.
We got the levy. Levy right now, I think they have their permit approved with the Department of Water,
Yes, they're almost done.
and they're almost done.
So for
The
Jensen's
project
Grove.
is almost done.
Yeah, so Jensen's Grove, we finally got the Army Corps of Engineer permit. And so and if you haven't ever been out there or seen the aerial, there's actually 2 levees. One at the north end, which is the old Trigo Canal levee. That's the one that they had rebuilt pretty significantly, which then forced too much water when we had the high water here, and then that washed out the city's levee. We're now replacing the city levee and taking the Trigo levee down a little bit, so that hopefully won't happen again. So we're all keeping our fingers crossed that that's gonna work. But Mother Nature, the next high water year, who knows?
Right.
But they got going on it last week, and I think by the end of this week, they'll probably be complete.
Very
So
cool.
that should, I hope, like I say, fingers crossed, Mother Nature wins if she wants to. So we're hoping it'll work, but
Well, it would be really terrible if we had high water there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we worry about high water this year, but,
But
you never know.
in the future.
Yeah.
So the levee will be repaired, but we still gotta rely on Mother Nature to give us a little bit of water,
Right.
to get water into the Jensen's Grove. Or any good year from here on, the levee is repaired and we'll be able to capture it.
Excellent, that's
we
great
are-
news.
We expect to break ground on the Pendlebury Lane project to widen that, put sidewalks up to Alice for this summer. Our well tests come back on well test 14, it passed with flying colors. We are gonna go out to bid with the infrastructure and design for the pump and pump house and all that to go with it. So it's still expected to maybe come online this fall sometime.
Anything with the Meridian Street project?
Meridian Street project, I think they're still in discussions with Idaho Department of Transportation, but it's going forward as well. They'll realign it. I think we're gonna have to still do some, I'm not for sure exactly where that is at in its project.
Yeah, I think that the funding got postponed until 27 or 8 on that one, but it's an ITD project, so you never know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then there'll still be some acquisition, but we've met with the Roaches, the owners of the shortstop, that whole corner, and they were favorable with it, but it would take some of their ground, it would have to be purchased and then traded or exchanged. And then the rest of it would then go back to like Drew's Autobot or Auto Repair. He would actually gain some parking lot and stuff, but anyway, the first initial meetings were all positive, but it's not done.
Yeah,
So,
so who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Anything else?
Stay with the Blackfoot home website. You can sign up for announcements for America 250 activities. I think during Celebrate Blackfoot, we're gonna have a Paul Revere recreation and black powder rifle show. So look forward to that. Right now, I think they're showing movies on Tuesdays, patriotic movies at the movie mill right now.
And if you haven't seen Apollo 13 on the big screen, you need to go see it. It's very good.
I seen it when it first come out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good one. The Patriots, another good one. One of my favorites. That's all I have to report for city happenings for tonight.
Any questions?
Just one quick, Pendlebury putting sidewalks both sides of the street, what's going on?
Most of the way, they had to resurvey the state hospital property since it was granted from the state to the hospital. It was never surveyed. So even where Pendlebury is, they had to dedicate their right of way to us. They are very helpful. They've been very, very cooperative in that. I've sat in a couple of meetings with them discussing that on where we can have the sidewalk and where we can put the road. We can only go as far as our budget as well, and that'll splice in with the updated intersection at Pendlebury and Cromwell and help some of them develop on that side of town, as well as the construction of well 14 on that corner as well.
It doesn't go down to you.
All
So it's
right.
amazing that Pendlebury and Cromwell were never deeded, they just came about.
Isn't that great?
It's been 100 years that way.
All right, very good.
And where did you say it stopped? Does it stop on Walker?
I think it'll go from Walker to Alice, as far as we can go. The acquisitions, are a little spendy, and we hate to have to do extra stuff like eminent domain and stuff like that if we don't have to. But Civil Science is the contractor on that. They're very upfront, they're very communicative. We have regular meetings with them. They do a good job.
Great. Good. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate it. All right. Anything else anyone wants to bring up? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. You can do this.
I have to do it last time.
Oh, okay, well, we.
I move that we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Makes me look like I'm trying to just get out of here.
Oh, well, you
Did you
don't.
tell